What's up, guys? Cup Dave here, and today we are going through the Squidward Suicide Iceberg, made by me, obviously. This is actually a remake of an older Iceberg that I decided to change because had some user entries. For who doesn't know, an iceberg is a phenomenon where several amounts of research is gathered to reveal information about a particular subject, organized into tiers or levels, each representing how well known the entry is. Squidward Suicide is a last season 4 episode of SpongeBob SquarePants that features Squidward committing suicide with a shotgun after a failed concert. The episode itself included realistic red eyes, blood, and dead children. According to the story, it was watched by Nickelodeon interns back in 2005 instead of the season 4 premiere Fear of a Krabby Patty. With that out of the way, let's get started. SpongeBob in Random Land is a SpongeBob episode from season 12, where SpongeBob and Squidward deliver a Krabby Patty to Random Land, where everything starts making no sense. They can't find the customer initially, but eventually at one house, a citizen takes the Krabby Patty and SpongeBob and Squidward have to get it back. Eventually, some doors with weird depictions of Squidward appear. In one of these doors, there is a depiction of what looks like the remake of the iconic image from Squidward Suicide. According to Vincent Waller, the purpose of the reference was to make fun of try-hard edgy fanfiction, and he has referred to Squidward Suicide as a ridiculous fanfiction. He further clarified that it was only intended as a reference and that the Red Mist Squidward character is far from canon. Are You Happy Now is a SpongeBob episode from season 8 where SpongeBob tries to help Squidward find his happiest memory. After SpongeBob took Squidward on a hot air balloon ride which doesn't go well since Squidward is afraid of heights, and after trying to get Squidward down by popping the balloon, Squidward admits he will never have a happiest memory and goes home. After some failed attempts at talking to Squidward from SpongeBob, the episode cuts to this scene.
I can't seem to get happy. Maybe this will help.
The reason it's on the iceberg is because it seemed like he was going to hang himself, however that was not the case. A reference to Squidward's suicide could also have been made in the episode A Place for Pets, when Squidward gets two red drink cups lodged in his eyes. He then turns to face the screen, frowning, imitating the signature scene of Squidward's suicide, but that was likely just a coincidence. Red Mist is a last season 4 episode of SpongeBob SquarePants which, like Squidward's Suicide, features Squidward committing suicide over a failed concert. Red Mist differences itself from Squidward's Suicide in some things, like the presence of a Scottish fish at the start, a face zoom-in scene, the placement of the shotgun with the pistol, and some others. Red Mist Retake is a video uploaded by the YouTube channel Vibing Glyph on September 19th, 2022. It differences from the original creepypasta in some things. For example, the crowd's eyes are normal and not red during the concert, there's an extra scene with SpongeBob and Patrick at the end, and all the post-concert part is very different from the original. The video became very popular, holding almost 4 million views as I'm writing the script. Palm Tree is a YouTube channel that makes 3D animations. His Squidward Suicide video is one of the most popular you can find among recreations, holding around 2 million views as I'm writing this script. The video itself is pretty loyal to the story either way, so credits to Palm Tree for doing so. With season 4, I am basically talking about the fact that according to the story, Squidward Suicide and Red Mist were watched by Nickelodeon interns back in 2005 as premieres of the fourth season. That's it. Simple as the previous one, Fear of a Krabby Patty was the first episode of the fourth season of SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, who read the creepypasta will know it includes dead children, but for who didn't, I briefly describe the pictures. A still photo of a dead child with a mangled face, one puppy eye dangling over it. He was in his underwear, his stomach cut open, laying on a road. A little girl laying on her stomach, her left eye damaged in her underwear, the body on the street. A boy whose entrails were being pulled out from his stomach wound, the right eye popped. The guts were lifted out, and the two final frames saw the kid blinking. Creepypasta Land is a game made by Lucas Boato de Souza using RPG Maker VX Ace. It gained popularity after being played by popular YouTubers. On day 4, the protagonist finds the way into a zone named the Feeder and encounters Red Mist Squidward. This is the reason why I put it here. There are seriously a lot of recreations of Squidward Suicide and Red Mist on the internet, from videos made in the early 2010s all the way to the 2020s. Some recreations worth to be mentioned are Vibing Leaf's Red Mist Retake, SpongeBob Lost Episodes, Squidward Suicide Lost Episode 2005, and Red Mist Lost Episode 2005, which some of you may know to be extremely bad, unreleased SpongeBob's Case Tape 348, Squidward Suicide, Squidward Suicide Official's SBSP, Squidward Suicide Tape, and SBSP Red Mist Tape Original, Gage's SBSP Squidward Suicide Original, Dead Creepy Feelings Red Mist, or Squidward Suicide 12's Squidward Suicide Original video, made in 2014. Suicide Squidward is less known than Squidward Suicide and Red Mist. It was created in 2005 and is different from both episodes. Chaz Agnew is the person who's behind the creation of Red Mist in the SpongeBob Red Mist YouTube channel made back in 2011. Chaz Agnew was an intern in Nickelodeon Studios. As I'm writing this script, the YouTube channel contains 4 videos: SpongeBob SquarePants Red Mist Clip 1, Teaser, SpongeBob SquarePants Red Mist Clip 2, and SpongeBob SquarePants Red Mist Clip 3. Leland Skinner is supposedly the brother of the creator of Squidward Suicide, Red Mist, and Suicide Squidward 2. Leland Skinner made a YouTube channel in 2013 where he uploaded videos talking about an investigation that started when the Nickelodeon interns viewed Squidward Suicide in 2005. He also uploaded some clips of the tapes and updates regarding the cleaning of the Suicide Squidward tape. Unfortunately, his channel has been inactive since 2014, when he revealed the whole thing was an ARG. Pretty neat whatsoever. Mistful Crimson Morning is a Friday Night Funkin' mod created by Crombie and directed by Stone Steves. The mod is released of Red Mist, but it also features other official and unofficial versions of SpongeBob characters as free-play extras. Only reason it's on the Iceberg is because I think it's pretty cool that someone made a mod based off of this. Max Johnson, or Lost Episode Archive, is a YouTube channel made in 2018 by an Italian dude named Leo, where he basically uploads lost episodes, including Squidward Suicide and Red Mist. The footages of the 5 tapes are usually re-uploads from Chaz Agnew and Dimer Minor Studios, but some are also made by him. This is a remake of Squidward Suicide made in 2012, where basically, instead of shooting himself, Squidward hangs himself. Obviously, there are differences from the original version. In Red Mist, at the very start, a Scottish looking fish knocks at Squidward's door, interrupting his practice. He asks if he could have a moment of Squidward's time, but Squidward says he's not interested, slams the door, and returns to play his clarinet. Before he can play, the knock sounds again, and Squidward goes to the door. The fish looks very upset and tells Squidward that the red mist is coming and walks off. The same fish appears during the concert when the crowd starts booing, sitting next to SpongeBob and Patrick. The question here is, who is this fish? Well, as far as I know, he appears only once in Patty Hype, and his name is Stoutenheimer, Incidental 1D or Scotsman. In one of Leland Skinner's videos, precisely An Introduction and the Truth, he states Andrew had some kind of split personality disorder at 50 seconds into the video, which may explain why he killed the children showed in the tapes. That's pretty much what I could find. An alternate reality game is an interactive network narrative that uses the real world as a platform and employs transmedia storytelling to deliver a story that can be altered by others' ideas. There have been many ARGs regarding Suicide Squidward, Squidward Suicide, Red Mist, and so on, but the biggest one so far is probably the whole Andrew Skinner thing. We'll get to it later. Mr. Josh Gonzalez, or Suicide Squidward Clip, was a man who claimed to be behind Suicide Squidward. His videos on YouTube were supposed parts of the tape he snatched from the Nick Studios in Florida in 2006. He told his viewers that the creepypasta we know today is a simple edition of his original forum post in 2005. It was a forum post of a guy trying to find help from someone who knew about VHS tape cleaning. Re-uploads of his channel can be found. Suicide Squidward, as we said before, was uploaded in clips by Mr. Josh Gonzalez. However, the entire tape was never uploaded. Some clips of the tape were uploaded by different users. One worth of mention is Diamond Miner Studios. An extended version of the creepypasta also exists, the supposed video lasting 10 minutes. Andrew Skinner is the supposed creator of Squidward Suicide, Red Mist, Suicide Squidward, and some other tapes that we'll get onto later, and the brother of Leland Skinner. According to Leland's introduction video, he is using Andrew Skinner's old account. The channel description itself says, "Hello, I am Andrew Skinner from Fife, Scotland. I worked at an animation studio hired by Nick in 2005 in Fife, Scotland. I am responsible for Squidward Suicide, aka Red Mist or Skinner's Tape. He is responsible for the murder of 9 children, the same ones showed in the tapes, and that's pretty much it." Diamond Miner Studios is a YouTube channel whose content focuses heavily on comedy, but occasionally has horror comedy content. He is the creator of the Suicide Squidward wiki, which we'll get onto later, and expanded the Andrew Skinner ARG. He also uploaded versions of the 5 tapes, which are the main creations of Andrew Skinner. Suicide Squidward, Squidward Suicide, Red Mist, Free Bloody Drops, and Unmarked Video 2000 tape. Some additional tapes were also made, such as Blood Lane and Waiting.avi. Nowadays, Diamond Miner Studios doesn't really care about the ARG anymore, since the wiki itself is not monitored by anyone. And he privated all the videos regarding the ARG. Re-uploads of these videos can be found on the internet. In Leland Skinner's introduction video, he states that in 2004, Andrew Skinner was hired by a low-budget animation studio, and then by Nickelodeon to animate season 4 of SpongeBob. This low-budget animation studio is referred as Impact Studios in the Suicide Squidward wiki. The members of this studio were supposedly Dylan Grant, Trent Hindley, Paul McLeod, Philip Stancheski, and Joseph Meider. Back in the day, especially around the early 2010s, many of the Squidward Suicide's recreations were made by Spanish users, or straight up in Spanish. One worth the mention is XD Producciones version, probably uploaded sometime around 2010. Genocide Organ is a power electronics martial industrial collective formed in Mannheim, Germany in 1985. They are known for their presentation in their music and attitude, since many of the films presented in their music make reference to the Ku Klux Klan, Nazi Germany, and war. This led to accusations of them being far-right extremists. However, they have denied these accusations in interviews. In Squidward Suicide, the song Torn to Pieces by the same collective is used. I seriously don't know what this implies, like is Andrew Skinner a far-right extremist? I don't know, let's move on. The Suicide Squidward wiki is a wiki dedicated to Andrew Skinner and his crimes. On this wiki, you can find pages such as the 5 tapes, the additional tapes, the pages regarding users like interns who claim to have seen the episodes, and some others. As I've said before, the admin Diamond Miner Studios has quit moderation of it, is no longer interested. For anyone watching this, I suggest using the fixed wiki made by Sonic 2008 Look. And shout out to him. This refers to those theories saying that the tapes were actually sent to Nickelodeon Studios and they're just adding it. Accidental airing videos are heavily connected to this. In 2011, on Twitter, Chaz Agnew announced a fan petition for the official release of Red Mist. Apparently, Chaz Agnew was selling Red Mist t-shirts, probably just to get some money out of the creepypasta. I don't know. Like, I'd buy it, but I don't know you. If you've seen Leland Skinner's channel, you've probably seen Free Bloody Drops. This video basically describes the murder of the children showed in the tapes, precisely a boy and a girl. The story goes that 2 little kids are at school when a man with a mask, presumably Andrew Skinner, approaches them as they run off. The scene cuts to a classroom with the kids being killed by the man. The tape statics to footage of a Muppet, and it ends. As a former contributor to the Andrew Skinner ARG, I've also animated a remake of the original GoAnimate made version. The tape itself is chronologically made around 2005, either before or after Red Mist. This refers to the fact that Red Mist and Squidward Suicide are different. On Tier 1, we highlighted some differences between the two. Also, on the Suicide Squidward clip channel, he states that Red Mist is fake and debunks it. It was his last video before closing the account. This video was archived by Mr. AVGM Fan 12. The title card for Squidward Suicide has a very weird background. The thing is that we don't know what the origin of it is. The closest thing we have to an answer is a Reddit post on r/creepypasta, and now the little user gave us the closest thing to an answer, so shout out to whoever this is. Some of you may not know, but both Squidward Suicide and Suicide Squidward have two different title card versions. On the Suicide Squidward wiki, the grey title card is used for Squidward Suicide, while Diamond Miner Studios made the title card for Suicide Squidward. Alternative title cards are the red one for Squidward Suicide and All Riders version for Suicide Squidward, so shout out to both of them. Mr. AVGM Fan 12 is a YouTube channel known for his strange, creepy, weird, and random videos and re-uploads. He also re-uploaded some Squidward Suicide, Suicide Squidward, and Red Mist related videos alongside Free Bloody Drops. He joined YouTube back in 2011. As I'm writing this script, his last video was made back in 2018 because of a lack of ideas. He probably still uses his account but just doesn't upload anymore. Shout out to the dude for uploading many of those videos, otherwise we wouldn't have a lot of info about the creepypasta. On the SpongeBob Red Mist YouTube channel, sometime around 2011, the full tape was supposedly uploaded, but later taken down. The video itself was likely re-uploaded by, of course, Mr. AVGM Fan 12, so link in the description, and as always, shout out to them. This is in some way connected to the conspiracy theories entry we discussed in Tier 3. I added this video to the Iceberg because some of you may remember it. On my old channel, William Captive, sometime around 2021 or 2022, I uploaded this 6-minute video of me supposedly seeing the Squidward Suicide episode air on Nick at Night. We all know it isn't real, and this one wasn't real either, of course. A thing is, it received a lot of views. This is referring to the original videos re-uploaded that were deleted, privated, or unlisted. I will list them all, including the ones whose original upload is still up. Footage 1 is quite complicated. I remember I saw the original video somewhere on YouTube, but I can't find it anymore. Footage 2 was made in 2011 by SpongeBob Red Mist and was recently made public again. Footage 3 was probably originally uploaded by Suicide Squidward Clip in 2012. Footage 4 was originally uploaded by Squidward Suicide 12 in 2013 before it was probably deleted. Footage 5 and 6 were both uploaded by Mr. Josh Gonzalez in 2014 before deleting his channel. Sadly, we do not know the origin of Footage 7. Squidward's suicide original video is the original upload of footage 4 from Mr. AVGM Fan 12. As we stated, the video was uploaded by Squidward Suicide 12 in 2014. This is a pre-release version of Squidward Suicide. It is similar to the final version, while some parts in the pre-release version will later be removed from the final one. This version was made at the beginning of 2004, and I leave the link of the story in the description. In Red Mist Clip 1, made by SpongeBob Red Mist, there are two different texts and a picture. The text read, "Squidward is dead, miss him, miss him." While at the end of the video there's a picture of a couple. That's pretty much it. So basically, the entire thing all originated from a forum made by Mr. Josh Gonzalez back in 2005, where he asked for Apple and VHS cleaning, and it evolved in what it became today. Not all of you may know, but Mr. Josh Gonzalez made his first YouTube channel back in 2006, and he was eventually taken down. He made a new one back in 2013 and closed it himself with the last video debunking Red Mist. U/Suicide Squidward is a Reddit profile of Mr. Josh Gonzalez. The last activity we know from him was on Reddit in 2019. All I can say to Mr. Josh Gonzalez is thanks. In 2023, the Suicide Squidward wiki went through a lot of changes, to say the least. The wiki itself was literal anarchy. Everyone could do whatever they wanted, since the admin didn't even care. So I remember I also contributed to the Suicide Squidward wiki with my deleted fandom account, William Captive88, still holding the first place in the leaderboard as I'm writing this script. Let's just say there were two factions. We wanted to add more stories and wanted to preserve the original lore. I openly said I wanted the original lore to be preserved, and others, mainly Rodrigo Jogos, wanted more pages to be added. He even posted on the wiki discussion board to tell me that people may want more and I should not force them to stick to the original lore. My main justification is that the tapes they wanted to add were either not relevant to SpongeBob or just edgy. After that, Sonic 2008 Look started deleting the newly added pages in an attempt to fix it. He also made another wiki from the ground up, so if you stumble upon the wiki and you want to find information regarding the tapes, go to the discussion board and join the fixed wiki. After the raid, people started making alternates to the Suicide Squad wiki, and I have to admit that it makes some of them too. Mine were the 5 Tapes wiki and the Andrew Skinner wiki. Wikis made by other people were Impact Studios wiki, Crimes of Andrew Skinner wiki, Suicide Squad Fixed wiki, and Andrew Tapes wiki. I suggest you to use the Suicide Squad Fixed wiki or the Andrew Tapes wiki. Not many know, but Squidward Suicide was actually written in 2010, and all the videos are made by different people, as stated by Mr. Josh Gonzalez in a lot of Reddit posts. The Squidward Suicide title card actually is a typo. The title card reads Squidward Suicide, while it should be Squidward Suicide. Both variants of the title card have this typo. And this is the end of the iceberg. Let me know if you liked it. And lastly, I'll be creating a wiki fandom about the RG2 since I have a new fandom account now. I'll pin a comment when the fandom is created. Join if you're interested. I'll be going now and see you next time.